So sometimes kids call saying, and all. Now that's because we use it as a demeaning word, right? But if you really think about what loba means things I like. Mama kamathi deva, right? Dvesha means things I don't like. Mama akamathi deva, right? So loba means a mind that likes something, and dvesha means a mind that dislikes something. So what are the things you like? So you can raise your hand if you like the following things. Who amongst you like ice cream? Very good. All right, put the hands down. Right. Then who amongst you like chocolate? Very good. Put the hands down. Who amongst you like to play games? Okay. Who amongst you can put the hands down, like to watch movies and various TV series? Okay, put your hands down. Who amongst you like to watch things on YouTube? All right, see, right? Now, that is called a lobasita, right? So lobasita kiyanne things, a mind that likes things. Okay, now let's look at dveshasita. Who amongst you dislike when you are scolded? Raise the hand. You don't like it when somebody is scolding you, right? So when somebody is scolding you because you don't like it, then we say onna dveshasita pahala, right? A mind of aversion has come, right? Then who amongst you don't like when you don't get what you want? Now let's say you really want something and you are waiting with loads of hope that you are going to get something, right? And then you don't get it. So do you like it or dislike it? Who amongst you dislike it when you don't get what you really wanted? People who dislike it, raise the hand. Exactly, right? When you really want something and you don't get it, you will be dissatisfied. So let's say your parents said, next Saturday, let's go for a movie. And then maybe after the movie, we can go to KFC and have lunch. So you are now so excited. And then on that weekend, your father says, sorry, I have to attend to some work. So let's postpone it by another week. That will be very disappointing, isn't it? How many of you will dislike such a situation? Raise the hand. Only one person dislikes such a situation. Okay, 2 people don't like it. That if they were promised to be taken for a movie and KFC, and then later the plans change. Nobody said it's cancelled. All they said was, this week I have to work and therefore I can't do it this week. But then you don't like it because you are waiting. You are waiting since the time your parents said this, you are waiting for it. And now you don't want to face it, right? So that is called a dislike. So that is a dvesha sahagata manasa. Now, if I just told you that aversion or dvesha is not liking, you will think that it's all about having a fight, right? So dvesha is not always about having a fight, Putta. It's about experiencing something that you don't like, right? So what else? Let's say that you are nicely playing in the garden with your friend or with your brothers or sisters, and suddenly it starts to rain. So then how many of you like the rain? How many of you will dislike the rain? Exactly, right? Because you'll have to stop playing because it's raining, right? So simple things like that. Okay. So what you dislike is therefore called the dvesha, right? Then sometimes have you felt lazy? Now you know you need to study. You know it's what good children do. But when you sit down at the table to study, you are like, oh, I'm so bored. Maybe I'll watch something and come back. Right? How many of you have felt you are feeling lazy and you don't want to study now? Raise the hand if you have felt lazy. Right. I also have felt lazy. Right. සමහරලාට ඔය උගන්නනකොට ඔයගලගේ මූණු දිහා දැක්කම on I was like, අයියෝ. Because on a Saturday morning, I'm sure your mother dragged you out of bed, fed you some breakfast, and told you sit down and listen, right? But you probably, if you're anything like Savindhi Akka, you want to go back to sleep, right? Savindhi Akka, my God, Savindhi Akka can sleep. I think if there's ever a competition on sleeping, she will win awards. How many of you think you can win an award if there's a competition at sleeping? How many think you can win an award? Raise the hand. Sleeping champions. All right, we have 3 sleeping champions. Any more sleeping champions? Okay, we have 4 sleeping champions, or 5. 5 sleeping champions. And all are girls. Why the boys don't want to sleep? That's strange. None of the boys want to sleep. All right, that's cool. Then how many of you, so put the hands down. How many of you are eating champions? How many of you are eating champions? Raise the hand if you're an eating champion. Okay, now I see a few boys. Boys. Okay. All right, now put the hands down. How many of you, put the hands down, are gaming champions? You can play games, and you can play games forever, and you are good at it, and you can beat others. How many of you are gaming champions? All right. Master Senod, can I see you? Gaming champion of the year. Master Senod, game gahalamada koheda me video එක off වෙලා Master Senod. So girls, none of you are gaming champions. That's cool. That's all right. You are sleeping champions. Ogolo nidhi athare man hitane Senod games kahana. That's why Senod is a gaming champion and the girls are sleeping champions. All right. So let's get back to the lesson. So that is, we are talking of a lazy mind. Actually, it can also apply for a distracted mind, because when you feel distracted, that is when you feel like, oh, it is so boring to do the studies. Let me play a game and come. Let me watch some TV and come. Or like the girls, maybe, let me sleep a bit and come. Then what happens? While you started studying, if you think, ayyo, kammali, let me play a game and come, finish. You will never see that child again. Or a child thinks, let me eat something and come, finish. That child is also gone. Another child thinks, let me sleep a bit and come, finish. That child is also gone, right? So, lazy mind, distracted mind, right? So this is what, how many of you know when your mind is distracted? How many of you know when your mind is distracted? Raise the hand if you know when your mind is distracted. Very good. Most of you know when your mind is distracted. Very good. Put your hand down. How many of you know when your mind is concentrated, focused, even for a few minutes? Do you know when your mind is focused? Okay, good. Faith, what about you? You don't know when your mind is focused? Okay, Senod said he strongly feels getting distracted. Yeah, Senod, you are definitely distracted. Where are you? Put your video on, please. You won't get that distracted if you put your video on. Trust me. So Faith, you don't feel, have you noticed whenever you are feeling focused and concentrated? Okay, Faith says sometimes. All right, good. So we are going to practice this and see. Right now I am going to help you to meditate just for 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, Puta, all you are going to do is just observe your thoughts and see whether there are thoughts that is liking something, or whether there are thoughts that is not liking something, or whether there are thoughts that makes you feel very uneasy, restless, right? Okay, can you do that? Shall I? So put your hands down. and sit comfortably. Sit comfortably, put your hands down and close your eyes gently. Gently close your eyes. Keep your back straight. Okay. And for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to keep the timer for 5 minutes. We are going to just study our mind, our thoughts, and just watch where and how the thought originated. Okay. All right. So we are going to start now for 5 minutes. All right, you can now gently open your eyes. So well done, children. You did 5 minutes of Chittanupassana. Okay, it's a Vidarshana technique. In the last few weeks, first week we did Kayanupassana. Second week we did Vedananupassana, which is about you watching your emotions. Today you did Chittanupassana. So how many of you realized when you had a mind that likes something? Did something come to your mind where you liked something? Anyone? Raise the hand. You thought of something you liked. Okay, nobody. So how many of you thought of something you don't like? No? How many of you felt lazy? Like sleepy? Anyone? How many felt distracted? Like your mind is going here and there? Okay. Anyone else? Very good. All right. Okay. So a lot of you felt distracted. So you had a distracted mind. All right. Okay. What about the others? So Faith, in that 5 minutes, what happened? So Senod says there was a lot of noise because of garbage tractor came. Okay. So Senod said he was annoyed and also distracted. Very good, Senod. So Senod noticed that there were thoughts of getting annoyed and getting distracted. Sorry, Faith, what was it for you, Putta? Okay, I see. Faith has put a message that he was feeling distracted. All right, good. That's fine. Chamatka, Putta, for you, what was it? Chamatka? What kind of thoughts? Was your mind lazy? Was it distracted? Chamatka is saying, I was meditating fine and you felt calm. All right. Viru says, he got distracted. All right, Putta. Niveja, anything from you?
I just got distracted from my mom washing dishes over there. So
okay. Okay, Putta. So very good. So Chittanupassana is observing your thoughts and observing whether there's something you like, something you dislike, whether your mind is feeling lazy, is it distracted, right? So that is how Chittanupassana works. Yeah. Then the fourth Vidarshana technique is Dhammanupassana. Dhammanupassana is if you like something or you don't like something, you check, has it got to do with any of these Nivarana, the 5 mental hindrances, right? Or is there something to do with the Skandha, right? Which is Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, right? Or has it got something to do with the sense basis? Like, is it because of something you saw, something you heard, something you felt as an odor, something you tasted, something the body felt, like a fan, or some mind object, like you're feeling lazy or you are feeling distracted, right? So these are the things, when some thought comes to your mind, you can then start looking at the nature of that thought. So that is Dhammanupassana. Watching what comes to your mind is Chittanupassana. Then trying to understand what that is that has come to your mind, whether it is one of the Nivarana. So Nivarana කියන්නේ නිවන වහනවා කියන එක. Things that hinder your ability to get to nirvana, right? Then the aggregates are the 5 aggregates of clinging, right? Which is the Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vinyana. And the 6 internal or external sense bases, right? So what are the sense bases? So you have your eyes, You have your ears, the nose, you have the tongue, and you have the body, which is tangible, which is you can touch and feel. And there's a sixth one, which is your brain or your mind, which where all the memories get stored, right? So Dhammanupassana can be even thinking about these sense bases. So what is there to think about a sense base? Buddha? Something like this. Now, let's take, so Virul said, no, that the garbage truck came. Virul said, not the key man. Somebody said, go back. Minanga says, I felt my mind was concentrated sometimes it got distracted. Virul says, yes, Virul got distracted by the alarm, right? Then it was Senoth who said there was a lot of noise because of the garbage truck and he felt annoyed. So let's take the garbage truck example, right? So when you closed your eyes and you were thinking of what are the thoughts that is entering your mind, Senoth suddenly heard a big noise because of the garbage truck. And then he saw that the thoughts that were coming to his mind were thoughts of, oh, I don't like this. I wish it will go away. I wish this sound stops. So those are thoughts of dislike, which is dvesha, aversion, right? Then as Dhammanupassana, then Senoth can think, what is going on in my mind, right? This is where you can think of the Pancha Nivarana, right? Which is Kama, Chanda, Vyapada, Tina Midda, Uddhacha, Kukucha, and Vichikicha. So, Dveshaya, which is Vyapada, can actually prevent you, even though you have the ping to get enlightened, attain nirvana, because of small things like this, it can prevent you get into nirvana. That's why they call it Pancha Nivarana. Nivana avaranaya karanawa kiyana. Pancha Nivana, right? Preventing you from getting to nirvana. The Panchaskanda is also related to this, right? And of course, the sense bases. Now, in order for you to hear the tractor, the garbage tractor, your ear should be healthy and function, right? Then only you can hear things. Now, everything we hear, we don't care for, right? So, Dhammanupassana is therefore reviewing those. Okay. And Saptabhojanga and the Four Noble Truths. So just thinking about the Four Noble Truths, I do this a lot, Uta. So when I come across something, a word or a person or an event that I am not that interested in or that happy about, I just do this Dhammanupassana and see, why is it that I'm feeling this way, right? And then after a point, you realize that whether you like something or whether you dislike something, that is not the problem. The problem is why in the first place are there likes and dislikes for you? And you realize that that is because of moha, right? Anyone who has not got enlightened can be considered as moha, people with a moha mind state, right? And as a result of that moha mind state, delusion, you will have thoughts that that come your way that tells you that you like certain things, and you will have thoughts that come your way that tells you that you dislike certain things. So imagine I say, let's all go shopping. If I say that, how many of you are going to jump up and say, yay? If I say, let's go shopping. All right. Okay. So, but now if we go shopping to a mall and there are lots and lots of shops, it doesn't mean we are going to every shop, right? We will pick and choose what shop we want to go to. So, similarly, when you have, when you see things through your eyes, when you hear things through your ears, when you smell things and taste things. You also pick and choose. There are things you like, there are things you dislike, and there are lots of things you are going to ignore, right? So lobha and dvesha come from things you like causes the lobha citta, things you dislike causes the dvesha citta, right? But the lobha and dvesha is there because of delusion, which is moha, right? Because you think there is a person and that person likes these things and dislikes these things. But as you study Buddhism more, you will realize that the only reason why there are such likes and dislikes in your life is because of delusion, because of moha, right? So that is why the Buddha said, when a thought enters your mind, it's not about whether they have followed these principles. It's not about whether they understand this lobha, dvesha, moha, but it's more about observing that thought and choosing. You can choose not to do anything, right? So let's say a thought comes to your mind, I want to order ice cream from Uber. A thought comes to your mind. Now, often what happens is the moment a thought like that comes, we just jump up and say, yes, yes, let's do that. We tell it to ourselves, yes, let's order ice cream. Let's go and ask mom or dad to order on our behalf. But these are just random thoughts that come to your mind. So you can also just ignore it and not do anything. The choice is always there for you, right? So only when you do Chittanupassana and when you understand a bit of Dhammanupassana, you realize that thoughts will come and thoughts will go, whether you want to speak or act based on those thoughts. That is where you have to make a choice. And Satara Satipatthana helps you in doing that. Okay, so I'll stop here for the time being. You can see that we are going at a snail pace, right, in this 37 requisites of Nirvana. Actually, I can do the Sammappadana also because it's a very easy one, right? It's about the 4 types of right effort. What is right effort, right? So now that you understand that there can be wholesome and unwholesome mind states, right? So lobha, dvesha, and moha are unwholesome mind states. Alobha, advesha, and amoha, right, are wholesome mind states. So what did the Buddha say? The Buddha said very simple, right? Try as much as possible to prevent unarising, unwholesome states to rise, right? You can also abandon whatever unwholesome mental states that have already arisen inside your mind. Yeah. And then you can start to cultivate unrisen, wholesome mental states while you maintain wholesome mental states that have already arisen. Yeah. So I think that is pretty straightforward, but what I'll do is I will start from here next week also. All right.